If you look at the science of voluntarism, one of the ways that helps me most to see this is that I've laid out very clearly that every sustainable system is a torus at every level that we know of so far, from subatomic to galactic clusters. Everything is a torus. So it makes sense that our human body is a physical torus. It's a continuous surface with a hole in the middle, but it's also an energy torus. We have our emotional torus around us, and this has been proven by Robert Monroe and others. We have our mental torus. We have our causal torus, our astral torus. We're embedded in a system of concentric tori. So if the torus is the fundamental pattern of individuality throughout the cosmos, then let's take it at the human level. We got a bunch of we got 8 billion human beings running around on the surface of this planet. But let's look from the scientific point of view. They're all toruses, and they're only alive because there's enough electricity running through them in a coherent enough manner that they can wake up to greet another day. So where's that energy coming from? Well, the simplest description ultimately is coming from the entire field at every single point, but interimly it's coming from the sun toward the planet, and then it's coming from the center of the planet out into the universe. So there's all this energy that's going through not only our human body, but every molecule, every cell, every atom in every instant. How do we know that? Well, I could lay out all the science for you. I did a bunch in Thrive too. But every single thing has a heartbeat, or it has a beat, has a pulse. Atoms have a pulse. Cells have a pulse. Molecules have a pulse. Human beings have a pulse. So do insects, so do mammals, so do birds. You think extraterrestrials have a pulse? I would think so, if they're alive as we describe life. So when you see cells in a bloodstream, like we depicted with visual effects in Thrive 2 and 1, to the degree to which they are healthy toruses, that's every blood cell is a torus, to the degree to which they're healthy and have plenty of electricity and are flowing smoothly, near their neighbors, but not jammed in, then there can be healthy cells, and healthy cells keep the rest of your body healthy. To the degree to which they get toxic, they start to collapse. They start to look like deflated footballs, and then they start to bunch together, and then they block up your bloodstream, and then they cause cancer and other diseases. So let's take that to the human level. If you allow someone their freedom to do what they want, as long as they're not encroaching on the person or property of others, as long as they're doing what they said they would do, keeping their contracts, then you've got 8 billion people running around on the planet, staking out their property and so forth, but not allowed to violate others. And what happens when you are free to live your life? For most people, you're going to be healthy, you're going to be creative, and therefore you're going to be prosperous, and you're going to be happy. You're going to be more successful in your relationships because of all of that. And so, like cells in a bloodstream, human beings on a planet, to the degree to which they are allowed to be sovereign, allowed to move freely without violating any other ones, then they conduct life in an extraordinary fashion that grows consciousness, that grows the complexity of life, that grows in the experience of love and recognition of who we are. So that's something that I don't think has been really done much before, that I'm writing a whole chapter about in my book to describe where the scientific principles and the moral principles come together, because human life is not different than the unified field. Science is simply the more and more accurate observation of how the unified field works. So I'm just so thrilled that I got to live into the time when these two are coming together, because to me, that's the key to our thriving.